Greetings of peace. A very warm welcome to all of you. So good to see all of you this afternoon. My name is Jahi, and I want to welcome you to our Grief and Loss series. And today's workshop, we will spend about 90 minutes on building inner strength through affirmations and relaxation techniques. And with me this afternoon is Indrani and Ramba. And we want to have a very interactive session, and your participation will be much appreciated as we go on with the continuation of our series. So let me welcome Indrani and then Ramba. Indrani.
Hello, good afternoon and greetings of peace. So let us have Sister Ramba first. Thank you. Sister Ramba there, you can unmute.
Good afternoon and greetings of peace to all. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Ramba and I'm happy to do the session with you this afternoon, and I'm sure you're going to benefit and enjoy from the session. Over to you, Indrani Ben.
Greetings of peace to all of you. And I'm very happy that you could join us in this session. And it's a continuation. And so it's absolutely heartwarming to see that how you come together to join us for this uplifting program to uplift souls who have grief and loss, and to create this inner healing for the self and for others. So with this, we will now move on to the next slide.
Indrani's video is off.
Okay, I will put that on. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for the reminder, Sister Raksha. Yes, so we've been through many series, and we've actually done dealing with grief and loss, working through gratitude, positive thinking, working through journaling, what is meditation. So we've had absolutely wonderful tools that we had used. And so today we're actually using affirmations. Seeing that we've used all these reflection tools and techniques, we'd actually like to know what effectiveness that it had on each, on you, like affirmations. While we're doing that today, has anyone used journaling, meditation, SOS aspect of positive thinking, standing back, observing and steering, and the aspect of gratitude, which is a very, very powerful tool. And I know for myself, when I use this, and I'm so grateful for everything around me, and for just being. I'm actually grateful for subtle things, gross things, everything around me. And even if something is going wrong, I'm also grateful for that because I know there's benefit in everything. And then the most important aspect of positive thinking, am I dwelling in the past with negativity, or am I using the positive thinking, changing the negativity into positive thinking? So it will be very lovely to see which tools you were using and which tools created an impact on you, and is it helping you move forward? So if you could actually put that on the chat for a few moments, just um, a few tools that you were using and that has been helpful for you. Thank you.
Sister Indrani,
Yeah.
could you select slideshow on your presentation? Thanks.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Is that fine? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Brother Jackie, if you could just read the responses. Thank you.
I've actually typed in positive thinking
Mm-hmm.
and really working on being positive.
I can see your positivity just joining us for the session and also presenting is such a great achievement. Yes, and Bianca Kiran says, I have found all of that included detachment and experience power of quiet, still peace with the Father. So a good relationship of the Father. And Anne Hoffman, all of them. Oh, excellent, Anne. And Lekha, journaling, meditation, positive, spiritual mindset, affirmations, and gratitude. Oh, that's excellent. And Sherry, the more I am grateful, I am more positive I feel. Wonderful. Reggie, Om Shanti, greetings of peace. So wonderful to see some of my brothers. And then we have Bianca, sorry, I have done all. No need to say sorry, that's well done, Bianca. It's fine. Anne Hoffman, lost my sister-in-law last Saturday to COVID, very unexpectedly, only 67. Oh, our heartfelt condolences to you, Anne, and we wish the soul that will rest in peace and a peaceful journey. Is there anyone else who would like to share their thoughts, the affirmations that they have used?
Kelly is sharing.
Prabhashni Govender, writing to God, surrendering to the process of acceptance and keeping the faith. Oh, that is very powerful. Thank you.
Kelly
Red,
also shared, sorry, sister. Hi, everyone. I'm doing 21 days positive affirmations and also have my journal where I write all my gratitudes. Excellent, Kelly.
okay, carry on, Jackie. I'll leave it to you.
Prabhashni shared, writing to God, surrendering to the process of acceptance and keeping the faith. Reggie, all but difficulty with journaling, Okay, we'll get used to that, Reggie. Okay, that's wonderful.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your participation. So we shall move on to the next slide. And the relaxation exercise will be done by Brother Jaggi. Thank you.
Sitting very comfortably. You may close your eyes and for a few minutes, allow your body and mind to slow down by remaining still and quiet. Breathe in and out very gently, relaxing the muscles of your body from your toes, walking upwards. Take a moment for relaxing the muscles in your limbs, abdomen, chest, face, and scalp. Be aware that your entire body is now relaxed, and bring all your attention to the center of your forehead. Allow quietness to flow through your mind as if you were listening to silence. Now in this silent space, let go. Let go of all tension and anxiety. If any sensation or thoughts come to distract you, simply let it be. Simply let them pass on through the mind. Acknowledge your inner relaxation with a quiet thought, which is, my mind is now calm and I feel more peaceful. Breathe in and out very gently. And after a few moments, bring your awareness back to the room. And when you are ready, you may open your eyes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Jaggi. Now we shall have the affirmations for healthy grieving by Jaggi. Thank you, Jaggi.
Hey, sister, if you could just move the screen, the slide.
Yes, it's happening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think let us just look into defining inner strengths, and as this will flow into the other areas of affirmations. So when we define inner strengths, it's looking at willpower, self-discipline, and staying power. So these are important areas when looking at inner strengths. Also, it is resilience, perseverance, and tenacity. When we're looking at resilience, it's the ability to recover from a tough or difficult situation. And persistence or perseverance is doing something despite what has happened and having this continuation and that we move on. And in tenacity, basically to grip something very firmly that's going to sustain us. Also, it means inner fortitude. It's the courage or ability to maintain our difficult situation, to stabilize ourselves. Also, to express itself as assertiveness, courage, and the ability to withstand difficulties and obstacles. So, inner strength is like a very powerful engine that drives you forward towards accomplishment and achievements. Also, it's like a very powerful battery that gives you this power, endurance, and discipline to carry on in situations. Also, whether other people fail or break down emotionally and physically, but this having a built inner strength ensures your continuity. So, inner strength is quite an essential skill to have, and it's absolutely necessary for carrying out tasks, cause, and decisions for the achievement of goals. So without it, it can become very difficult to start anything, especially when experiencing grief and loss. We tend to move towards this direction of the past. We'll touch more on that later on, where we need to be focused in the present moment. And it gets very difficult to finish the line. So moving on now to some simple practices that can assist us to build inner strength. And the first one is looking at self-awareness, which represents the first step in building inner strength. Also, secondly, listening to the body. Where there's pains and aches, it's telling us something that the body is talking back to us. Also, discover your hidden talents. We all have talents, and it could be the right time now to looking into these talents. Investing in your skills. I've actually done this and started going for guitar classes. Not that I'm a talented musician, but I thought, it's going to assist me going forward. Also, spending time with like-minded people, so that that company is essential for us to continue on this journey. Also, open yourself to very new experiences, being innovative, looking for new opportunities, and lastly, let us be patient through this process. As we move on to the next area, which is looking at affirmations for healthy grieving. So this is your grieving process, and only you can deal with this uniquely. So what we have here is that I grieve when, where, and how I want to. And I think in our previous series, we did touch on this, that you need to take your time as much as possible when grieving. Also, giving yourself permission to question and ask why this has happened. It's important that you do this so that you could reflect that when you're losing a loved one, what has happened, and questioning this may lead you and give you the necessary answers that you may need. Also, I feel and acknowledge my emotions, whatever they may be. This is why journaling is so important, and I often write down the way I feel, and it's some days good, some days bad, but that's okay. It's okay that we go through this. But being surrounded with supportive friends, positive friends, and family really help us on this and going through this process. And then talking about my loss, no matter how many times I need to, it's good because we need to vent, we need to let out. Celebrating my loved ones' life on holidays, birthdays, special occasions, or we call it anniversary dates. Like last week was my son's birthday, and I donated to the child welfare. I felt being good there, and that's how I released my pain for that day, just doing a donation. Also, if needs be, and you feel that this is getting a bit difficult, you may source out professional help. It's good to do this to get a very professional opinion of what you are experiencing. Also, giving permission to live in the present moment, because the mind tend to move, especially to the past, and those memories come out, and we need to now reverse those memories in a more honorable way, in a more positive way. But living in the present moment is important. And later on, we will touch on the benefits of meditation and how meditation can help us in the present moment. And then lastly, I open my soul to this experience and embrace the journey I am on right now. So, my dear ones, it's a journey that we are all going through, and let us embrace this journey together. Thank you. We can go on to the next slide.
Now we welcome Ramba to go through these affirmations. Sister Ramba.
Thank you for that. We'll continue with affirmations. Affirmations are covered quite strongly on these series, and affirmations are things that resonate with us, and it's a constant reminder, so it's repetition. And looking at affirmations for the bereaved, the soul never dies. And sometimes when you have an affirmation like this, it's starting to understand that the soul is eternal. And the next one is, my good wishes and pure thoughts will reach the soul. So it's a powerful and strong message that we carry within ourselves, that if the soul is eternal, then our vibrations will carry to the soul and to our loved ones. I am grateful to my wonderful family for support. And it's a memory that, family always stand by you, whatever the situation is. And just being grateful for that grows all the time. I will always treasure the beautiful memories. And this one also is a powerful affirmation, is when you treasure memories, then you always remember the good things that you shared. It could be a hug that you remember, the warmth of the person that you loved so much, the laughs you've had, the joys you've shared. There's so many beautiful memories that you could have with a loved one. Your hard work and qualities will always be close to my heart. And sometimes people that we've lost, you remember the things they did. They might have had a short stay with us, but all the things that they did would always be a good memory. I allow myself to feel this fully, to be here, and remembering to be in the present. I let go of my resistance to this situation. It's not an easy affirmation, but when you affirm it, then it becomes easier to deal with. I'll never be the same person again, yet that is okay. This also is a strong and powerful affirmation. And when you say you'll never be the person again, things change. Life changes, the journey changes. It's just confirming that you will be okay. I'm surrounded by support, seen and unseen. Also a strong and powerful affirmation. Sometimes you see the support and then you feel the unseen support. I choose to heal my hurt spirit. And this is when healing starts to happen, when you affirm that you choose to do this. I'm not going to hold back. This is also a very powerful affirmation. I'm not going to hold back. So it means I allow myself to flow. I can still see the love in the world. And this also affirms and it just acknowledges that there is so much around us. And that's when your affirmations of gratitude add in, that you see the beauty of the world and you start to realize that there is so much around us. I feel calm and relaxed. And this affirmation allows you to feel calm and relaxed, but understanding that you let go and you see the world around, the love in the world, and this is what allows you to calm down and be relaxed. Every day, in every way, it's getting better and better. Acknowledging that every day, affirming, doing the right things, giving gratitude makes things better. And every day gets better. I am a loveful and peaceful soul. Loveful is adding that to your soul, and being peaceful shifts your energy and creates calmness within the self. And peace is what helps one cope. My true nature is sweetness. And when you have an affirmation like this, then it's a reminder, I am loveful, I'm peaceful, I am sweet. So there cannot be anything else but the pure thoughts that we think. And affirmations make us positive, takes us one step ahead all the time. And this final affirmation on the list here is, I'm naturally light and happy, free from hurt and sorrow. So allowing myself to be free from hurt and sorrow strengthens one and carries one forward. Now that we've shared some of these affirmations with you, we'd like you to take comfort in memories of the loved ones. And if you can share an affirmation that resonates with you on the chat, that we can read and share. So take a moment and think about an affirmation that resonates with you and that is meaningful to you. If you'd like to share that with us. I'd like to share one that I often use, is I feel grateful for all the love in my life. And when I say this to myself, then that is all I seek. During the day, there's always so much of love from everybody in every step I take. And Hoffman, I'm blessed to have such a special person in my life. Kamla Ben, I'm now learning to easily let go of all that is no longer serving me. Geno, one that means so much to me, is the spirit never dies. That's beautiful, Geno. I find it so incredibly powerful. For me, we are all part of the one.
And also shares to have had such a special person in my life.
Thank you, Brother Jackie. Bianca, I have chosen to let go. I choose to heal my spirit. That's beautiful. Roshni, I am at peace knowing that he is in peace. I have no regrets. That's also very powerful. When you don't have regrets, then the healing process is so much easier because you can think on all the happy things that make you feel so special. Thank you. Those were beautiful affirmations shared. So we can create affirmations that resonate with us, and affirmations on a daily basis carry us a long way. I started doing affirmations when I had lost my brother, and it was one way of coping over a long period. And that strength carries you forward all the time. Sorry, there's one more to read. Rich Maestri, it is about visualizing our needs and their needs. And visualizing is also a very powerful tool. Thank you for that, Brother Rich. Spa, these two resonate very well with me. I will not hold back and I let go of my resistance to the situation. Thank you. Anne Hoffman, when the person was suffering, it was good to know that they are no longer suffering. They are at peace. Absolutely. And Telly, I feel calm and relaxed.
Thank you so much, Ramba,
Thank you, Randiben.
and participants for sharing such powerful affirmations. And we go on to the next slide. We're going on still dealing with affirmations. Benefits of affirmation. Firstly, affirmations motivate you to act. When your actions, sorry, I can't read that, so I just have to read it from my phone. So with regards to motivation, I'll be with you one moment. And when we are motivated, then it further boosts our desire to continue with our actions. So we have external motivation and we have internal motivation. On the external, it's the gross things that will allow for me to be motivated. But the internal motivation is very powerful, where I can set my goals and my aims and also meet that. This is how affirmations can be very, very helpful. It also helps to concentrate on our goals. A goal achievement is helped by persistently keeping your mind focused in the goal zone. So whatever goal I set for myself, to actually allow for myself to get back to that goal again and again, so that I can actually achieve that goal. Say, for example, I set a goal that every morning I will smile at myself. I'm using a very simple thing. I will remember to smile at myself in the mirror and say that, well done, you're doing well every day. So to continue with that and to aim at that goal, and then change your negative thought patterns into positive ones. So we did the positive thinking and taking the information from the previous information, we can change that thought, change my negative thinking. It's just like Sister Kamala says, are the negative thoughts still is it of help for me at this time? So negative thinking is just going to allow for myself to go into a negative mode and to experience more sadness and to lose my goal. But when I'm thinking positively, it's going to create good energy and it's going to allow for me to move forward and motivate me. And also, these motivations will influence my subconscious mind to access new beliefs. So there's a shift in consciousness, as Ramba mentioned earlier. When we use these affirmations, the consciousness starts to shift. And so this newness is so great. It allows for me to move forward and to really build inner strength. And then it helps you to feel positive about yourself and boost your self-confidence. And this is very, very powerful, because there was a meditation teacher. She was relating her experience that when her husband left his body, he had left his body through a long illness of cancer. And so when he had left, she had gone into a state of sadness. And the one Sunday morning, she was taking a walk in the street. It was a lovely sunny morning, but she had a lot of sadness in her heart, and she could feel this. And then she saw a whole lot of children and parents on the way to church. And she looked at them and she says, look how happy they are. And I have this understanding of meditation, I have understanding of positive thinking, and I can generate all of these thoughts, and I can also allow others to feel happy the way I generate these emotions. And instantly, when she had the thought, she actually changed her whole thought pattern and started to think positively, like Ramba mentioned in the affirmations earlier, that I can see the love in the world. And she could actually see this physically from the children. And so you can see the benefits of benefits of affirmations, how beneficial it can be with regards to shifting our consciousness on a higher level. And we are powerful beings. definitely we will be able to achieve that. Moving on to the next technique is the relaxation techniques, and one of them I've chosen is the meditation technique, because with meditation merely means my thinking process. I'm thinking all the time. And so when I'm thinking, what am I thinking? So when I'm meditating, I choose to create positive, powerful thoughts, to create this deep, loving relationship with the self and deep, loving relationship with the Supreme. So this meditation has many steps. And so we're not going to go too much into detail with meditation, but we are going to go through the steps so that it makes it easy for you to learn this technique. There are 7 stages of meditation. The first one is to relax your body. The reason why we relax the body is that once we sit in silence, we are not distracted by the body. So all the muscles are relaxed, and then we step into silence and we are comfortable. And then we withdraw our attention from everything around, including the body. Then we affirm using our thoughts, our identity as a soul or spirit, and the nature as innately peaceful and full of love. So this peaceful thought that we have allows for us to have the serene, tranquil feeling, absolutely calm feeling, so that the mind does not drift here and there. It's like a little child. When you allow for the child to sit quietly and lovingly, very relaxed, the child will listen attentively and sit. And similarly with meditation, our mind is like a child. And so when we treat this mind with calmness and love, it will sit still. And contemplate the knowledge of yourself as a soul, a point of spiritual light. This is absolutely powerful. It's light energy. This is who I really am. I go back and focus in the center of my forehead and experience this light. It's a very, very powerful experience. And when you do it, when you practice this persistently and regularly, you will actually feel that energy. And then concentrate. Concentrate your attention on yourself as a peaceful, loving being. You find that we always repeat the aspect of peace, because peace is our innate quality. With peace, we are able to actually draw all the other qualities that will allow for us to gain that inner strength. And then we maintain without force consciousness of the self as a soul, even while in action and interaction with others. And so therefore we do open eye meditation so that it makes it practical. If I'm busy with the task, the focus is that I, the soul, I'm doing this. I, the soul, am watching the sunset. I, the soul, am speaking through this mouth. So just to bring about this higher consciousness that who am I really, and who is doing this and that. And when I also see others, I don't get caught up with the external identity. I actually go above that identity and see the beauty of every soul, every human being as this beautiful soul with such beautiful innate qualities of love, power, innocence, beauty, and peace. Every soul has this. So when I have this vision of every soul, then I'm also empowering myself and I'm empowering others. So moving on to the next slide. And there are many benefits with regards to meditation on a physical level. It's deeply relaxing and has a calming effect on the nervous system. You find that if you are a little anxious and a little nervous, you find that you just sit in silence and speak to yourself very lovingly. It's amazing how you maintain your composure after a while. I know when I was attending an interview and I just sat in meditation and just calmed myself. It was such a beautiful experience, instilling so much of calmness and releasing the nervousness. And on the mental level, improve level of concentration, and it enhances a creative mind. Meditation has such positive benefits with regards to creativity. You will be astounded that you may think that you don't have talents and skills, but whilst we meditate, it stimulates our intellect. And then you find that your left and right brain is so stimulated that automatically beautiful creativity starts to emerge. And emotionally, emotionally, you rediscover your inner peace and you restore your positivity. Yeah? Meditation takes you very deep within. You touch that inner source, the inner being, where there's deep silence, and you're able to bring this beautiful peace out onto the surface, and automatically you also restore your positivity. And on the spiritual level, this does not have any religious dogma, but it's just how we are living. Yeah, spiritual, rediscover our innate spiritual qualities, that of peace, love, happiness, and power. Now, with our affirmations, we've discussed, being loving, coming back to our peace, getting back our happiness and our strength. So on a spiritual level, meditation helps tremendously on all of these aspects. I know when my mom had left the body, the strength, the tremendous strength that I had and to move on was through this meditation, just allowing for myself to take time, early hours of the morning, evening meditation, to sit and contemplate and to draw that strength from within and draw that strength from above, and really restoring that inner strength for myself. So thank you, and we will have a lovely live session from our sister Ramba, and she will do breathing techniques with us.
Back again. Sorry. Thank you. Benefits of breathing exercises. Well, we looked at affirmations, and when you look at benefits of breathing, then we'll start with what's on the screen, which says calms the mind. Now, when you start doing affirmations, you start having a much more calmer mind because it's more focused. And what we understand, that breath work is the most fulfilling thing to do once you've experienced it. You know, it is the fastest and most effective tool to release stuck and stored emotions. And we all have stuck and stored emotions. And we're sometimes not aware of it. So these stuck and stored emotions are usually in the nervous system and in the body. So breath work also creates confidence and self-love in a way you didn't know was possible. Breath work also transforms our lives. So having a calm mind makes a big difference, and going on to controls the energy force in the body. Now, when you do breathing, we're sharing all the benefits of breathing, and then we'll do an exercise that will give you an experience of what breathing is all about. Controls the energy force in the body. So breath work is life force. Breathing gives us life as we inhale, and it gives you oxygen to all the cells of the body. Now, exhaling releases waste products, which is your carbon dioxide, and it's a process. And when you become mindful of this process, being aware that you are in the moment, and so often we can't get ourselves to being in the moment. And when you start doing breathing exercises and breath work, you start to be in the moment more often, and it becomes a way of life. Breath work also provides pain relief. And you'll find a lot of the healing modalities now are using breath works and techniques for pain relief, and pain relief of body as well, body aches and pains. Like Brother Jaggi talked about earlier on, we often have aches and pains, and sometimes we don't know why it's there. You know, you'll have a headache and for no particular reason, but just starting to do breath work and to engage in it helps you cope with that. Now, overcoming fatigue. Sometimes you get up feeling so tired, you get out of bed in the morning and you've rested a good 6 or 7 hours, and then you wonder, why are you fatigued? So breath work also energizes and creates a warm feeling. It strengthens the body, it strengthens the muscles, and it just shifts your energy totally. So breath work and breathing exercises is so amazing. So we say every living cell in the body requires oxygen. And if every living cell in the body requires oxygen, do we really give every cell of our body that oxygen it requires? So taking time to remember to nourish the body just by breathing, taking time out to do that, is such a wonderful experience when we make that time for ourselves. To enable our internal organs to function effectively, especially the central nervous system and the brain, and those are important parts of our bodies. The central nervous system has control of so much, and we forget that it's necessary, that the brain also needs oxygen. So effective breathing techniques will help, but stimulating the brain can be done in so many ways, by breathing good fragrances, by taking a walk out in the open and being focused on your breath. Even breathing the fresh air first thing in the morning makes such a difference. So it helps with your organ function, it helps with your nervous system, it calms the brain, and it's such a stimulating experience. Breath work, as you'll find out, the more you practice, the more benefit you get from it. Like affirmations, everything is about practice. It's about doing it on a daily basis and as many times as you can. It really does shift energy. And deep breathing infuses the blood with extra oxygen and stimulates the body to release endorphins. You often hear this term, endorphins. This hormone helps to control stress and fatigue levels. It builds resilience to stress, anxiety, and anger. It reduces anxiety, and it also decreases negative thinking. So there's a whole host of things that we'd look at when we do breathing, and the benefits are huge. So there's one message on the chat. I'll quickly read that. And that's from Reg Maestri, where he says, with my acupuncture treatment, I breathe in on insertion of the needle. I exhale, and this reduces pain tremendously. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing, Brother Reg. So breathing also helps with just understanding that even if you've got a headache, deep breathing helps. Now in winter, you'll find some areas of our country, it's so much colder and people don't cope with the cold. But if you just do breathing, breathing warms you up. You know, whether it's in the morning, sitting down to do some work, you take a few minutes to breathe, it really energizes and shifts that energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to share with you, we'll have the next slide, where we're going to talk about a breathing technique. So the slide is on, but I'm going to share with you what we're going to do in the breathing technique before we do it. So basically, we talk about breath work. Breath is really the maker of your body, and how to transform your life by improving your breathing. We look at living without being aware of the breath. You know, when we breathe normally, we don't think about our breath. It just happens. The body just does it. You know, and breath is constant and continuous. And because it's constant and continuous, we're not aware. We don't think about it. We don't think about the benefits, and we don't think about what it does. We sometimes just exist. So breath is a basic and simple rhythm going on endlessly. And we never think about it. It's like when we think about walking and moving, we never think about our feet. Our feet carries us. What would we do without them? And likewise, breathing is just so normal and we take it so for granted. So when you are aware of its gains, it sharpens, and your body becomes keen on addressing this. And also, what would life be without air? How do we take it in? Do we appreciate it? So the practical that we're going to be doing now is looking at your hand. So I'm going to share the practical experience by telling you what you're going to be doing. And when we do the practical, I'd like you to do it with your eyes closed. So if you look at your hands, you'll be taking your hands, placing it on your thigh in a relaxed position. And then I'd like you to sit up straight with your spine erect. And if you're sitting on a chair, then you can sit back comfortably. And only when you sit back comfortably and have your spine erect will you be able to experience this. And then in the process of this breathing session, with your hands very lightly on the top of your thigh, sitting comfortably. So I'll give you a start with a tincture. So when we do that, that will be your starting point of doing some breathing exercise. So basically, you'll be focusing on your in-breath and exhaling, but also just focusing with your legs placed firmly on the ground and your hands on your thigh. And then when you hear the sound of the tincture, after about 5 breaths, you will turn your hand around and place it the other way, and then you will take it another 5 inhales and exhales to have that experience. So, are you all ready? So
Yes.
on the sound of the tincture, we will get started with your hands comfortably on the top of your thigh, your spine erect, and you can close your eye and just focus gently on the breath. And as you exhale, just allow your body to further relax. Just focusing on the in-breath and the out-breath. I'd like you to gently turn your hand around on your thigh and focus on your breath again. Thank you for that. Now, in this experience with sitting up and doing your breathing whilst your hands were on your thigh, facing down, you'll feel that your breath was gentle, and basically the bottom of your lung was using the oxygen that you're taking in. And when you turned your hand around, then there was a shift in energy where the oxygen now moves to the middle of the lung. And in this way, you find it alters your breath. Now, if you had that experience where you felt the shift in energy in breath, this is something that we do all the time, but we're never aware of it. So breath work for healing is very, very important. This is actually the new technology that you have. And if used properly, the healing benefits are so, so amazing. Healing benefits for the body. You'll find, your level of focus changes. You could do this when you work. You can do it in your kitchen. You can do it at home. You can do it in your car when you're in a stationary place. So looking at this, is we're so focused on the outside world that we forget that the inner work needs a different level of focus. Now, seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, and are all outward bound modalities. You can see what is around you, but you cannot see what is within yourself. Even if you scan the inside of yourself, you cannot see. We have so much activity going on in the body that you cannot even hear it. For example, you cannot feel the blood flowing, but there's a constant flow of blood. And if that energy is so silent, it keeps moving. But you can feel an ant walking on your skin because that's outward bound. So the source or seat of your experience is within you. And when we start to understand this, that it is within you, and for the same, and in the same breath, pain and pleasure also happens within you. So if you want to take an inward journey to know who you are, it takes a different level of focus. And just finding a few minutes each day to sit down and do some breath work. It is practice. Practice to go inward. Sister Indrani shared the meditation benefits and the practices. So if you start your meditation session with some inner journey of breath work, then it makes you so aware of where you are. You become, you bring yourself in the moment immediately when you think of breath. So you will create pleasantness for yourself and you'll become aware of this practice. So becoming aware means you have to work on your mindfulness. During your busy days, breath awareness is an art. And you'll become aware, like when you have to do 2 flights of stairs, when you get to the top of the stairs, you'll actually feel the shift in energy in your breath. You might have started the bottom where you were calm, and then you get to the top, there's a shift of energy and you become aware. So lying, if you really, really want to have some extra experiences, then I would always say, just lie when you have free moments at home. Just lie flat on the floor like a starfish. And in that moment, you actually start to feel your breath. You start to feel the muscles in the body are tight. But as you breathe into the spaces of your body, breathe into your legs, breathe into your arms, and breathe into your neck and your shoulder. And with each breath you take in, after the exhalation, you allow each part of your body to relax. There's such a shift in energy. And you become so aware of your body, you become aware of yourself. And that creates such a lightness in you. So you've just got to try it. We can go on, you have so many YouTube experiences of breath work, but these are simple techniques that will shift you, and then you can go into deeper breath work. And it just makes it easy. So breath work is a great way of being in the moment. And that brings you into the present moment. And we're always told to be in the present, and sometimes we don't know how to. So I hope you've enjoyed this and you're going to be looking at it for yourself. And I wish you all the best. And I know this experience worked. I've tried it on myself and I've shared it with many, and you have amazing results. And when you start to work on it, you bring about lightness, and also meditation becomes so much easier. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the session. Over to you, Indrani Ben.
Thank you so much, Sister Ramba. That was so enlightening. And the practice was absolutely powerful. And now there are some sharing by Lakshmi. Thank you for the enlightening session. From Anne, I love your comparison to lying flat like a starfish. I also love that image, just lying there so carefree and light. Very lovely afternoon. Thank you, Om Shanti. Reggie, breathing is life. Secondly, non-breath is death. And then 1 + 2 = our spirit. And Lakshmi, thank you. Thank you, everyone. And I really enjoyed that session for myself as well. So now we get on to the next technique. And that technique we chose, there's many other techniques that we could use for relaxation. But what came to mind was gardening for stress relief and healing. You find that I mean, most of us, in fact, all of us love gardening, and just going out into the garden, smelling the freshness, seeing the greenery, seeing the dewdrops on the leaves. It's so heartwarming. It's so refreshing. And just seeing the colors of the flowers. It can be winter, spring, or summer. It just, the garden, no matter what it has, it brings about some magical feeling within the self. So there are many benefits with regards to gardening, and it reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. This reminds me of my days of work in a psychiatric hospital. I always use this example because we had such rich experiences with patients that they were exposed to so many therapies. And the one was about gardening. There was a very kind psychiatrist who was very, what can I say? He was very charitable, loving, and caring. So he took a part of the facilities in the psych hospital were very beautiful. So, and there was a lot of space. So what he did was he used a large space to create a therapeutic garden, a herb garden. And this was a pre-discharge ward, and many patients had gone through many losses, like losses of jobs, financial losses, also grieving. They had lost their loved ones. And so this garden was of a great help for these patients. And it was amazing how therapeutic and healing it was for them. Just watching them water the plants every day, smelling the lemon verbena plants. There were lavender, there were thyme, there were lots of plants around. And the fragrance itself, as Sister Ramba mentioned, that, you know, to stimulate the brain, you have different fragrances that will stimulate that. And this was just that, where patients were exposed to. And it was so amazing that in that garden, there was a bird feeder as well. And so there was a few patients. They were so kind. They used to get 2 slices of bread for the breakfast, but they used to save 1 slice just to feed the birds. And their sharing was so, so beautiful. So it's really, really healing how it uplifts the inner being. And this space provided so much of therapy for the patients. And, you know, when you are unwell, then I think we are called patients at the end of the day. But and it improves your attention, you are more aware, more alert, because it generates such positive energy. Then interrupt harmful ruminations, a symptom of anxiety, and then your mind is not preoccupied with all the sadness, the heaviness, the negativity. It creates a shift in the subconscious, and so then there is happy feelings. There are feelings of peace, calmness when we are doing gardening. And then very beautifully, it also lowers the cortisol in the body, and that actually relieves the stress. It's a stress hormone. And so this also is very beneficial for one, and it lowers the basal metabolic index. You find that you know, your metabolism increases. You sort of don't tend to put on a lot of weight, and so this also helps a great deal. And then lastly, increase overall life satisfaction and quality of life. Just grounding as well, walking bare feet onto the ground has such powerful effects on the body, and touching that soil creates such a healing process for the whole body, getting back to nature. And even if we don't have a garden, I know we have a very small garden here, but just planting things in pots creates such a satisfaction to see that when plants come up or when something starts to bud, you have such sense of accomplishment and happiness that it just shifts the negative energy quite a bit, and such a beautiful feeling. And so gardening has a lot of good effects on healing and stress relief. And moving on, we will have a meditation session. And please don't leave after the meditation. We have some announcements, very interesting and powerful announcement by Dr. Raksha. And we will go into meditation. So before we go into meditation, if you have any questions, you can put that on the chat and we can deal with it after the meditation. All right, so just allow for yourself to now relax. Relax your body completely. Allow for the self, allow for the body to rest. Now, take a deep breath in and breathe out gently. Release any tightness or tension that you may be holding in the body. Feel the release of tension. Feel the release of any tightness. Then gradually allow for the thoughts to settle as you prepare to meditate. I let my mind rest. I gently step into silence. In this silent space, I become aware of all the peaceful and powerful affirmations and breathing techniques and therapeutic gardening skills. Feeling the sense of the beautiful soft ground. Breathing in the beautiful fragrance. Contemplating on these thoughts, I realize that there is also a higher force that will definitely help me move forward and help build inner strength. As I absorb divine love, the light of God reaches every aspect of my spirit. I allow God's loving light into every dark corner. The light touches my sadness. I feel the sadness dissolve into loving light of acceptance. I absorb loving divine light into my sad moods, and I feel a growing easiness and tolerance in my spirit. The light touches my worry, and I let go of my concerns for the future. I let go of what happened in the past, and I become peaceful and carefree. Every aspect of my spirit is light and free. Light and free. Feel the lightness and the freedom. I have absorbed light and peace deeply into my spirit, and I radiate this light and peace outwards. I rest a while in the gentle, loving light of God. I rest a while in the gentle, loving light of God. Thank you. So now we hand you over to Dr. Raksha, who will come up with the way forward. And it is a continuation. Today is not the end of it, but there is a continuation, which is good news. And she's going to give us the forthcoming attractions. Thank you so much. Om Shanti, and greetings of peace to all.
Thank you, Indrani and Ramba and Jaggi. It's really been an amazing session. So much to learn and so many beautiful techniques to use for our own healing from loss and grief. But before we continue to get some feedback, I'd like, all of you who had contributed to the series to put your cameras on, and we would really like to thank the team that has been working on this series for the last 7 sessions. We've been working on it from January, and with the aim to really look at this personally and all the many various tools that could help individuals. And I know as South Africa is going through that 3rd wave, and Anne herself on the group just mentioned losing her sister. It's been so relevant, so pertinent, this amazing topic. So thank you to the team that has put this together, and thank you for all of you for joining us over the last 7 sessions. And I know even though some of you cannot make the sessions, you still go back to the YouTube videos to catch up. And it's really a beautiful learning community, and a beautiful community that is supporting each other. So that is why we don't want this to end. But I'd like to, by name, mention the individuals who created this series. And so looking at my screen, there's Indrani, there is Ramba, Jaggi, Shirley, Kamla, and some individuals who are not here. Sorry? Aruna, and Seelan and Sue. Is there anyone else that's on and I haven't mentioned?
Mona.
So that's so thank you to all of you. And we can see how relevant it is, and it's becoming more and more relevant. So as a team, we were feeling that we wanted to get some feedback from you. And so on the chat, we wanted to do a poll today, but we struggled with the getting the poll to work. But we really wanted you to reflect on some questions, and you can put your feedback in the chat. But the questions like, did you benefit from the Dealing with Loss and Grief series? What understanding and skills did you find most useful? Would you recommend the series to family and friends? We will be starting a Healing from Loss and Grief support group. Would you like to join? Number 5, was the facilitation and times of the workshop to your satisfaction? Number 6, were the topics relevant to your current situation? What further topics should we explore with regard to loss and grief? And we've created a WhatsApp Loss and Grief support group for updates and resources. And Aruna has put that on the group. And we'd also love to thank the technical team, who supported this event over the 7 series and really made it all happen because there's so many people who work behind the scenes, not just the presenters and the background work that works to creating the presentations, and then the technical team that make it all happen. So yes, if you can give us some feedback, we would love to know how we can improve the series. What topics should we cover in future sessions? And especially to let you know that this is not the end of the series. The aim is that at least twice a month, we will have a support group. And we've titled it very beautifully. It was Indrani's inspiration, Healing from Loss and Grief support group. And we will start that next week, Saturday, at this time, 3 to 4. It will be an opportunity for each of you to be with us. We'll share briefly for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then we want you to be heard, because on many of the breakout sessions, many had shared that they needed more time. They enjoyed the ability to share with another, to feel that relief when sharing their grief. Like Jaggi mentioned today, it's so important, to continue to share till you feel you have dealt with what one needs to deal with. And so we will start that next week at 3 to 4 o'clock, just an hour for the support group. And the aim is to have possibly two support groups a month, and every month to bring you some professional input from professionals who are working in the field of grief and loss. And so on the 24th of June, we especially want to look at the topic of dealing with grief and loss with regards to losses from suicide. So having lost a loved one to suicide. So save the date, 24th of June, 3 to 4:30. I know Gaino had suggested it on our last session, and we've taken it up. And like that, we would love your input so that we can take up further topics to support you through this journey. And I invite any of the other facilitators to share any thoughts on their mind with regard to the follow-up. And as we're sharing, those of you who want to put your comments on the chat with regard to future topics, whether you'd be keen to join the grief and loss support group. And we also have this WhatsApp group so that we can put relevant skills and techniques and also the follow-up programs on that WhatsApp group. So it will be a reminder to you of our sessions. So the aim is monthly to have a professional speaker, and then twice a month to have a support group. So this group will continue, and I think it would be most beneficial if you join that WhatsApp support group so you can receive all of this.
So it's 3rd of July.
Yes, 3rd. So if you look at your screen at the moment, next Saturday, 3rd of July, 3 to 4 p.m., we will start our Healing from Loss and Grief support group. So even if those who have not joined the other sessions in the series and they want to join, they're most welcome. It will be a safe, supportive group for more interactive time and active, compassionate listening. Yeah. So anything else you want to add, Shirley, Indrani, Jaggi, Aruna, Kamla?
That's such a beautiful initiative to continue with this. And the topic is absolutely powerful. So, and it's going to be interactive. That will be meeting the needs of participants who needed the time to interact. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all for your many appreciative comments of the entire series.
We've all learned greatly from each other. From the team, I've learned a lot. And from all of you as well, the participants, greatly from your personal journey and dealing with grief and loss, that we can use these tools and gifts for others as well. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Take care, keep well, and keep safe.
Thank you, everyone, for being with us and being with us throughout the series. For me, also, the experience was seeing where I need healing as well through the loss that I've experienced. Although it was many years ago, but still, you know, there's always something or the other that stays with you. And so going through this series really helped me also to heal. Thank you so much, everyone.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone, for allowing me actually to be with you all. I've learned so much from you all, and it was a wonderful group to be with. And I'm hoping that we will continue doing these sessions with you, especially the support group ones. And I'm sure we're going to be able to help each other on our journey forward. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to all of you, the team that's here, and all the sisters for encouraging me, as this was like my first time. But I've also learned that despite what is going on, you know, we still need to continue, even if there's difficult situations. And to the participants here, you've been so encouraging and supportive. It was actually good for my own well-being, being here with you. So we hope to see you soon, and we're going to continue with this. So thank you very much.
Well done, Brother Jaggi. You were so courageous and so willing to come onto this panel. And so you're a source of inspiration. Many thanks and blessings.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you as well. It was also my first time doing a session like this, so it's been quite a learning experience, and also teamwork. You know, I've just learned so much from each one of you, so the benefit's been great, and I'm sure we'll continue to share whatever we take from here. Thank you.
Very nice.
So thanks, everyone. So we encourage you to join the WhatsApp group so you can get updates, but we will meet next Saturday. From last week's session, we recognized that you all would prefer a Saturday afternoon because of work commitments during the week. So we will continue like that. But for those who attend next week's support group, we'll see if that time continues to be suitable. And we'll do it at 3 to 4 next week, but we're considering 2 to 3 thereafter. And and then for the topic dealing with grief and loss, having lost loved ones to suicide, that will be the topic for the 24th of June. So join the WhatsApp group. See you next week. Looking forward to being part of the healing with loss. 24th of July. Yes, 24th of July. Thanks. Yes, and join the WhatsApp and see you next week. And for those of you who are still on, do put on topics you would like us to explore, and we'll find relevant individuals to take us into that journey. So I know one topic that was raised was dealing with anger from loss and from losing a loved one. So we will look to creating something for that and getting individuals who can give us that support. And do spread the message so others who are dealing with loss and grief can join the family and the support group.
I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the child in you. I see the sweetness in you. I see the softness in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the goodness in you. I see the wisdom in you. I see the strength in you, and so it is. I see the joy that's in you. I see your light shining through. I see the love that's in you, and so it is. I can see it. It's right there before me. I can feel it deep in my soul. I just know it, that you are an angel full of magic and power and pure sweet love. I see the grace that's in you. I see the courage in you, and I see the heart that's in you, and so it is. And I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the greatness in you, and so it is. I see the beauty in you. I see the beauty in you. I see the power in you. I see the power in you. And I see the greatness in you. I see the greatness in you. And I see the goodness in you now. I see the goodness in you. And I see the wisdom in you. I see the wisdom in you. Oh, I see your strength, your strength. I see the strength in you. And I see your joy, joy, joy. I see the joy in you. And I see your light shining, light. I see the light in you. And I feel the love that's in you. I see that's in you. I see the grace in you. And I see the courage in you. I see the courage in you. And I see the heart in you. I see the heart in you. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is.
Thank you. Goodbye.